Welcome again to the Chakra House of Healing. The purpose of our show today is to again bring you empowerment, enlightenment, inspire you, and to teach you about a new healing today. But one thing I'd like to talk to you about first today is forgiveness and the power of forgiveness. It is probably one of the most powerful energies out there. And it's so funny. People do things to us in our lives and they hurt us and they cause us pain and they victimize us. And we don't want to forgive them. We tend to want to hold on to that pain. We tend to want to not let it go, and we are allowing that pain to define us. And yet, if we actually forgave that person, it would heal ourselves. It's kind of funny, like we forgive someone else, but I look at it almost, it's kind of selfish in a way, because we forgive them because it makes us feel better. It allows the person who's doing the forgiving to actually move forward with their life, to get past the obstacles that are in their way because they're victimizing themselves, because their dad hurt them, because their mom treated them badly, because a husband beat them, because these types of things happen to them. They allow that pain to sort of stop them from moving forward in their life. So forgiveness is as much for ourselves as it is for the person that we're forgiving. And the funny thing about that is, it really doesn't matter if they accept your forgiveness. It really doesn't matter if they say, okay, thank you for your forgiveness, now we can move forward. It doesn't matter. The fact is that you gave the forgiveness. They can accept it or not accept it or walk away, and it doesn't matter. And if you forgive someone, it doesn't mean that you have to have a relationship with them afterwards either. So if you're forgiving someone that hurt you, it doesn't mean that now that you've forgiven them, you have to hang out with them, go out for dinner, go to the movies. That doesn't have to happen. You're just forgiving them for yourself and moving on. This is part of your own personal healing. So as I'll talk about in this episode, and what I'll talk about in a lot of episodes, is the power of healing ourselves. And part of that healing of ourselves is giving forgiveness. You're not able to move forward. You're not able to find your path. You won't be able to find the purpose in your life if you don't forgive those that have hurt you, those that have, I don't know, crushed your life. I mean, I know that there's a lot of dysfunction out there. There's a lot of things that have been done to children as they grow up. I'm like this because my parents treated me a certain way. It's a common thing. We all hear it. But if you forgive those people, whether they're alive or whether they've already transitioned and they've passed away, you can still forgive. You can always forgive. And sometimes we go through the day and we don't know that we've said something to someone that has hurt their feelings, or we've bumped into somebody and made them drop something in out of their hands, or we were in such a rush in doing what we were doing, we said something to offend someone. And every day, one of the practices that I do is something called Ho'oponopono. Sounds like a funny word, and you can look it up, Google it. We'll get into that in a different episode also. But basically, it's 4 simple statements. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And if you say that to yourself or out loud, at least 3 or 4 times at the beginning of each day or at the end of each day, you're basically asking for forgiveness from everyone that you may have hurt that day. And all it is I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's very simple, a very simple statement and a very healing statement. And just by saying that, you will feel yourself become lighter and feel better and enrich yourself and enlighten yourself. And it's, I don't even know how to describe it to you. I was holding on to issues in my own past, people that I couldn't forgive, and yet didn't know why I couldn't get through certain hurdles in my life. I wasn't making the connection that said, if I just forgive this person, then I can overcome this hurdle. it wasn't adding. 1 and 1 wasn't equaling 2 for me. Like I didn't get it until finally a healer that I sat down with, and you will be meeting him in another episode, and showed me that I needed to do a full forgiveness, not partially. I kind of forgive them. You know, I sort of forgive some of the things that they did to me. You have to fully forgive someone. And that person even passed away. The person that I had to forgive wasn't even alive anymore. And I still needed to be able to do that, to even just be sitting here in front of you today, doing the Chakra House of Healing. I needed to give that forgiveness. So it's super important, super powerful. And it's something that I know it's hard, especially when you think about the things that people have done to you, but really just give it some thought. Feel free to contact me, we can talk about it, but it's something that you need to do. Today, however, I'd like to introduce my guest, Tammy Adams, and she has a new company called Intuitive Understanding, and began her career as a college professor for over like 25 years, which is amazing. It's amazing to me how we move from one life into this life. It's so great. And so now you've concentrated all your efforts on holistic healing, and you believe in self-discovery, which is amazing. Can you explain to me what is self-discovery?
Well, all of us go through life without ever taking the time to sit down and ask who we really are.
Right.
And at some point in our lives, we're faced with that question. And so that's what intuitive understanding for me is all about, is taking people and supporting them on that journey as they try to figure out who they are. You're right, my career was in education, but it actually started as a nursery school teacher.
Oh.
And so as I went through the education system, I ended up as a college professor.
Right.
So through all of those various areas of education, I found that coaching was always a part of it. And coaching in the sense of helping people to understand where they were at that particular point.
Right. That's great. So you say intuitive understanding is inspiring and guiding animals and people to their fullest. I'd just like you to expand on that statement just a little bit.
Inspiring and guiding animals and people to live life to the fullest. Well, I had a coaching business about 15 years ago.
Right.
And what I found was 15 years ago, people didn't know what life coaching was. And I spent most of my time trying to figure out what it was.
Right.
Explain to people what it was. And so I went back to the corporate world, and I was back there for several years. And then I decided to leave.
Okay.
To go on a personal journey of my own.
Right.
And this whole journey of mine started with a horse, because I went to
Okay.
see some medicine horses.
Right.
Medicine horses help you balance your energy and figure out who you are.
Medicine horses. What are medicine horses?
Horses have the ability to balance their energy as well as your own. And just like people have all different jobs, horses have all different jobs. So
Okay.
they may be a jumper, they may pull a cart, they may be a racer. These particular horses were healing horses. And their message to me was that I needed to enter the healing sector. And I had no idea what that meant. And so in a desperate attempt to figure it out, I actually Googled healer. And what came up was dog walker. And
Okay.
I thought, no, that's not where I'm going. And in the search through the Google engines, what I discovered was animal communication.
Okay.
And what resonated with me was animals have emotions and intention
Right.
to their actions.
Of course.
And our ancestors understood that. And our ancestors spoke with them intuitively. And so I think with the technology and the busyness of our lives, we've all lost that connection to nature and animals.
Definitely.
And so the animal communication part of my business is, number one, to help us reconnect and understand that animals are more than possessions.
Right.
And a lot of times what you'll find is the animals are actually mirroring what's happening with the people in the home.
Right.
So the life coaching and the animal communication go very well together.
I noticed that too. Like I'll go to someone's house and sometimes the dog is like really uptight, and you just take a sort of look at the owners and then they're kind of uptight too. So yeah, the dog definitely sort of mirrors the owner for sure. Yeah. You know, I like that people come into my home and see my dog, my little Jasper, who I love like the most in the world. And they're saying, your dog is so happy. You know, your dog is so good. And that makes me feel good because it makes me feel like I'm doing something right with my life because it's reflecting on my animal. So that's so great. There's something out there called animal Reiki.
Yes.
Can you just sort of give me like a brief description of what that is?
Well, there's Reiki for people, which is basically just using energy to, what's the word? Engage the healing process.
So channeling. I mean,
channeling.
I do Reiki. I'm a Reiki master, but I've never thought about doing it with animals.
With animals, well, it works exactly the same way with animals. But where I get really excited is I tend to do it intuitively, and I do it remotely. So the animal isn't in front of me. I'm connecting intuitively with the animal, and I'm applying the Reiki distance.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking of the animal, and I'm sending the energy their way, and the results have been amazing.
Really?
They have. I can't explain it. Reiki's one of those things that you really
it's true. Well,
you
I know.
can't
Yes,
explain it. But the feedback that I've gotten from the people's pets that I've worked with or animals I've worked with, it's actually surprised me because I'm not really doing anything. I'm nothing more than a channel, delivering one source of energy to another destination.
I always like to say, it's like when people ask me what I'm doing with Reiki, I always think of me like the hammer.
Exactly.
You know, I'm like the carpenter's hammer.
Yep.
I'm the tool.
Yep.
Right.
And so, you know, I can't take credit for anything that happens. So that's why I'm as amazed as everyone else is when I see that it happens. When I do Reiki with people, the person on the table tends to feel more than I do.
Right.
But when I do it remotely and I do it with the animals, I can literally feel the energy coming out of my hands. It's really cool.
That's great. And they love energy. Like I find
Animals
like when
really
I give
respond.
Reiki sessions and I go home, my dog is like licking my hands after that. Like he just can't stop because he just loves that energy. So when someone takes a life coaching session with you, what's that? What's that process like?
Process is different for everyone.
Okay.
It's not a canned approach to
Right,
coaching
perfect.
whatsoever. So they initially can call me and we can have a 20-minute session. And that's really to see if the two of us connect.
Right.
Because
it's very important.
Life coaching doesn't work if there's not a connection
Right.
there. And so we connect, and then it's basically, it's not counseling, it's not psychology, it's not any of those things
Right.
that people think of. It's basically taking the person from where they are right now and supporting them in reaching a goal, whatever that goal is. So it might be changing careers, it might be traveling to another place in the world, it might be getting a dog.
Right.
So basically it's taking that person from where they are right now and supporting them in that journey.
That's great. Now I noticed when I was looking at all the different things that you do, and I think there's a lot of healers that are like that. We have a lot of different modalities. I know I've got like 5 under my belt. So we all have like a lot of different modalities. And can you sort of provide me a sort of brief overview of the different things that intuitive understanding is, and maybe sort of give me a common thread, like what is it about those certain modalities that you've chosen to do in your life and how you sort of tie them all together?
Okay. So let's start with the common link with all of them. That's intuition. And intuition is more of a feeling than it is a cognitive experience. And so with the life coaching, a lot of what keeps people stuck where they are right now is fear.
Right.
And fear basically comes from the fact that we have two minds and we really don't understand how those two minds work. One's conscious and one's subconscious. So a lot of the modalities that I use are helping to free up those fear blocks that we have.
Okay.
So there's Access Bar, which is an amazing tool for helping people receive.
I just actually recently heard about that.
It's awesome. Every belief, every experience you've ever had is stored. And so just by touching certain areas on a person's head, you can release that so that they're open to receiving.
Nice.
There's the One Command, which unlike affirmations and vision boards, I take you into a meditation that takes you right to theta.
Yeah, I've done that once. That's amazing. Yeah.
Yep, and you make the command and that's it. And Reiki, of course.
Right.
The animal communication and the Reiki for animals is also very intuitively based. And then there's 3 products. One is a self-guided career manual, One's an inspirational book for women, written by women. And finally, I have a product, an anti-aging natural skincare product. And how it fits in, because it seems that it doesn't, is it works intuitively as well, almost like an escalator to kind of address each personal issue for each person. And why I've included it in the services is you reach a point in your life where your spirit and your reflection no longer align.
Right.
And so this addresses the 5 signs of aging and targets the causes of aging.
Nice. That's great. So now, if I wanted to get a hold of you, how would I do that?
You can phone me, 519-209-1986.
Great.
You can email me, tdadams@rogers.com. And you can check out my website at www.intuitiveunderstanding.com.
That's awesome. I want to thank you so much for coming
Well,
out
thank
and
you.
sharing with me today, because I know I've met you at a few networking meetings, but we never have enough time to really sort of discuss everything that everybody does in any kind of, you know, detail. So I'm so great that you're with me today, and I love it. I want to thank everyone again for coming out to the Chakra House of Healing. You can contact us at www.thechakrahouseofhealing.com. If you are a healer or any kind of alternative medicine or healing, I would so like to hear about you, whether you have a product or service that you would like to share. Please contact me. And also, Chakra House of Healing is also a clinic where I do hypnotherapy, Reiki, past life regression, so I can also help people heal themselves. Again, because the power of healing is within themselves, and I do help facilitate that. I want to thank you so much for coming out today, and thank you so much for coming today. I love sharing the information with everyone, and I will talk to you all again soon. Thank you so much.